Shalom. Welcome back. First and foremost, I want to give all glory, praises, and honors to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai. I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and salutations to Yakim, pushing this word in sincerity and in truth. Back with another lesson. This will be a quick lesson. I'm going to be touching on an article dealing with a ICE. All right. But I'm going to just read the abbreviation of it. But it says ICE mobile app scans protesters' face, revokes her TSA pre-check status. All right, so this is technology that they got. They've been had technology that can scan, identify who you are, and then come back and charge you, right? So they got the apps now. Because if you remember what happened to January 6th, people were picked out of the crowd that were there at the Capitol, and a lot of those people ended up going to jail, right? So let me read some of this story. It says, based on reports from early 2026, ICE, Immigration and Customs Enforcement, has been using a mobile app named Mobile Fortify to scan the faces of people, including protesters and legal observers in public spaces, right? It says technology and function. Mobile Fortify is a smartphone-based tool that allows agents to take a photo of a person in the field and immediately compare it against a database of roughly 200 million images, which include immigration and criminal records to identify them. In January 2026, in Minneapolis, agents were documented using the technology on people observing or protesting immigration enforcement, according to video testimonials and from local activists. An attorney says there is no consent or opt-out. Internal DHS documents indicate that individuals cannot opt out or decline to be scanned by these technologies. And right now, you don't even have to have a warrant to enter homes, man. Like I said, your so-called constitutional rights is at an end, man. All right, we are at a tipping point. Hey, people are losing it. The economy is getting worse and worse. Hey, two other places I worked before, one just had to sell out, sold the business, and the other one is not even offering full time anymore. They didn't cut the hours down to 30 hours a week. So, hey, places are doing bad out here, man. All right, things ain't as sweet as MAGA believes it is. It says you can't decline to be scanned by this technology. The scans are being used to identify people, with some reports indicating that the information gathered has led to immediate, tangible consequences. For example, a legal observer in Minnesota had her global entry TSA pre-check privileges revoked just days after her face was scanned by an agent, right? So we know what this all means. It's going to come a point when the true believers of the Lord, hey, hey, we're going to be public enemy number one, and we always say that, man. We're not saying that to boast or something to bring it on, but it has to happen, man, right? It has to happen. We're shouting down this evil, wicked place as the powers that be, ramps up, basically their beast-like system, their marketed beast-like system. So we're telling you Israelites out there, the message. Hey, you have to repent, man. All right? Come back to who you are, you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans. And the Lord is near, and you have to repent. This place is destined to be destruction. Thus saith the Lord, thus saith the board, thus saith the Bible. Right? So we're going to jump into a couple scriptures. And that's going to be the point, man. So they scanning you now. They linking you up. They got the biometrics going, and the final coup d'etat, as they say, is going to be that implant, that mark of the beast chip. So let's grab 2nd Esdras, chapter 15. I started 14. It says, "Woe unto the world, and them that dwell therein. For the sword and the destruction draweth nigh. One people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands." Right? "There shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power." So belief, trust is really eroding at a fast pace of this system, of this governmental system. People are crashing out about the PDF, the e-files that's been released. They say it's over millions of files from showing human sacrifice, Kidnapping of children, bestiality, eating body parts, all kind of crazy demonic things. And this is the leaders of the world participating in it, primarily the YT man, right? Let's just cut it straight. Esau, Edom, him, right? He's at the top of the pyramid. It says a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able to. And we in the article gave the example that ladies TSA pre-check, which is something you have, meaning you've been checked out, you've been verified. If brothers drive trucks, if you have a hazmat endorsement, you already have a TSA pre-check. So they can basically revoke that if you do something that the powers that be don't like, man. So this lady, she couldn't even travel. Why? Because she was at a protest. She didn't break any laws. She was at a protest, and she got scanned by that mobile app that the ICE is running around with. All right. It says, a man shall desire to go into the city and shall not be able, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and man shall be afraid. Right. So this is what we're coming to, man. There's more brazen crime. There was a video I meant to do a lesson on somewhere in Europe where in broad daylight in front of everybody, people at a cafe filming this, people breaking into a jewelry store with a brick and just snatching up the earrings, the bracelets, the chains, all of it, and taking off, man, and taking right off down the street. So people just don't give a fuck no more. Like I said, this is because of the times we're living in. It's harder to make a living. The job numbers are awful, lousy, right? Speaking here in America, there was only, they'd be fudging the numbers, but even, the so-called credible sources say that they're lousy. 20,000 jobs were created in the previous month. And that's a drop in the bucket compared to the hundreds of thousands of layoffs. So this place is not looking good, man. Right? It says a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. So hey, that's where we're at, man. We're at that tipping point. It says back in that article, the use of mobile fortify is part of a broader, more aggressive deployment of surveillance technology by ICE, which includes using Palantir data analysis, Clearview AI, social media monitoring to track individuals. So, hey, this word and what you believe is going to be put on trial, man. Because a major false flag, it got to be in the works, man. I can't see this place going back to, the good old days, good times any longer, man. And Trump got how much longer to go? He used to make this thing spicy and hot, which he already is. And I'll say this, and I speak as a man, if there's another president after him, I'm going to find it hard to believe. All right? And I say that speaking as a man. But that's the point. I'm going to give all glory, praises, and honors to Yahweh, Hashem Yahweh Shai. Shalom the next time.